Hey everybody, I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. Something exciting is coming to my channel. I'm participating in something pretty cool. A bunch of local YouTubers decided to kind of invite each other to an event called the YouTuber Street Drags, and it's really neat. It's going to be a few of us YouTubers that make car video content, and we're going to be competing against each other. Initially with drag racing, but there might be some road racing or autocross, things like that. But the gist of it is we're taking our kind of most basic projects that we show on our channels, and we're going to compete against each other, kind of in like an open battle where we can modify the cars and make changes at will. And what's cool about it is it's going to be all on a hard tire. So that's like a 200 tread wear street tire. I'm really excited actually because right now there's 5 of us. There's 4 other really cool guys. I'm going to introduce you to them right now, and hopefully you can support all of their channels along with mine. And all of us are about having fun. It should be a really good competition. Probably lots of changes in store, like venues. We're supposed to be going to different tracks. We have a point system that we'll post on each of our channels once it's kind of ironed out, and we're due to have our first event pretty soon, which is why I'm posting this. I'm gonna show you the rules that we're gonna be under. They're subject to change, but they're very basic. And the car that I'm choosing for this is gonna be my '67 Firebird, which is why I've been running footage of it while I'm talking. My '67 Firebird, for those of you that don't know, is 350 Pontiac powered. It's basically a stock short block. I think it has ARP rod bolts and a regular oil pump, nothing special. It has a decent sized cam. It does have Pontiac Kaufman aluminum heads, Edelbrock intake, and it should make decent power, probably 350 horsepower or so, naturally aspirated. It runs on 91 octane California gas. So please follow along in this series. Please comment, tell us what you think of it. Tell me if you think this Pontiac has what it takes to go up against these cars that I'm going to show you right now. Let's talk about my first competitor, Johnny Mopar. Here he is putting shoes on Dorothy, making her fast, doing a lot of hard work. Johnny Mopar has owned a bunch of fast cars, lots of cool cars. Here comes one of his fastest. I know it must be his pride and joy, his Duster. It runs 8.0s, naturally aspirated, really cool car. He will be racing in this competition using Dorothy, 4-door, 66 Plymouth Belvedere with a big block 383 in it. This thing weighs at about 3,400 pounds, which is pretty light for a 4-door. And I mean, look at that. That thing's fast. It has a big old tachometer on the dashboard. Look at that beautiful 383 motor. You know it's spitting out horsepower. And then nitrous. Yes, I said nitrous. Johnny Mopar is probably going to use nitrous to gap all of us. Dorothy is a seasoned race vehicle, has been down the track many times. Johnny Mopar has raced against sort of stock Mopars, another member of this competition, and has beat him, or at least run alongside him. And here's a time slip to show the results of that, and is definitely a worthy competitor. Here's the intel on Johnny Mopar. He has a bitchin' rear end that's not in the car right now, but has like 456 gear ratio. I know he has slicks, if we are allowed to use slicks, so he is no stranger to that. And his tuning and knowledge of the big block Mopar is going to be paramount in making more power. I know he can get together, with a bunch of his friends to either do camshaft swap or, put that nitrous to full use. There's an untold amount of potential in Dorothy. Dorothy's not that heavy. Dorothy's been down the track, so all the basics are squared away. He would be a very dark horse pick for this competition, and someone to watch out for sure. Since we're racing at multiple events, and some craziness can happen because we are able to modify at will and there's no limits on it, Johnny Mopar is more than capable of putting a big motor like a 440, heck even a 496. I think there's at least a 440 in his garage, and I know he has resources and buddies that have all kinds of Mopar parts for him, and untold amount of manpower to help him with it. So he's definitely going to be someone to watch out for as this series goes on and we move to different tracks. Please support Johnny Mopar by visiting his YouTube channel. He has quite a few videos on all kinds of very cool Mopar stuff. Lots of racing on there, duct tape drags, that sort of thing. Really cool guy. Glad to be in this competition with him, and hopefully Dorothy and the Blackbird 67 Firebird of mine can line up and give you guys a good showing. So the next dude I'm racing against is Sorta Stock Mopars. This guy's pretty awesome. He has raced Johnny Mopar at the track numerous times. He goes to duct tape drags, and he owns this 68 Dart convertible, which is a really cool car. It's got a 318 Magnum heads, 4-barrel, automatic transmission. He picked this thing out of the junkyard and made it run 9s in the 8th, which is really cool. He's very quiet about this combo. He actually might use another car, but I think he's got just the Dart right now, so it remains to be seen. He's another worthy adversary because he has put the time and work in. Here's his car on the dyno. It made something like 250 horsepower to the rear wheels, 350 foot-pounds of torque, which is awesome for a small block. This guy has a really bitchin' Barracuda project that he's swapping in a Viper V10 with I think a 6-speed in it. Man, I hope he doesn't show up to the track with that thing, because I don't think any of us have anything for that car. But it would be kind of cool. The intel on Sorta Stock Mopars is we have to watch out for anything like nitrous, possibly a turbo. I think this guy's capable of anything. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if it shows up with a V10 under the hood one day. But that remains to be seen. Should be a worthy competitor and should be awesome lineup against the start. Can't wait. Next competitor is one of the heavy hitters in the group. This is No Bolts Left Behind and his 70 Challenger. That's 5.7 liter Hemi swapped. This thing is absolutely beautiful. He did basically a full-blown restoration. Here it is on the dyno, where it put down 371 horsepower, 377 foot-pounds of torque. These photos were taken at Irwindale, a place I'm very familiar with. He's run this thing down the track numerous times, including against Night Wrencher, the other competitor in this list. That 5.7 liter Hemi powered this Challenger on street tires to 850s at 83, 84 miles an hour. Really fast on street tires. What makes him a heavy hitter is that he's already been fast on street tires and hasn't used nitrous, turbos, or superchargers at all. All that is possible with him. I don't know if he'll make big drastic changes to this because I know he likes daily driving it and taking long road trips, but we all get the itch to go fast, so who knows what kind of upgrades he has in store. A little 50 shot, 75 shot, 100 shot is nothing to a motor like this. So we'll see. He is already fast. He can get faster quite easily. Wouldn't be surprised if he tickles the 7s with something. I have to watch out for this guy for sure. Actually, the group has to watch out for him. He is right now the fastest one with a time slip in hand, proof in the pudding. He's quarter-mile dragged this thing, 1/8 mile dragged it. I think he's ready to go. He just put in an 8.8 Ford rear end in this thing so it's lighter. I don't know what the Firebird will do against this car, but we're all going to find out, and it should be really fun. This competition is going to really show us who's been doing their homework and who's getting stuff done and who's fast. Last competitor in this group is the Night Wrencher. This sinister looking 73 Dodge Charger is powered by a 361 Mopar big block. Oh yeah, and it has a freaking turbocharger. Yeah, that's right, a turbocharger. It started off as a mild 361 big block running about 10s or 11s in the 8th mile. Turned into what is now a big single turbo 361 awesome combination that hasn't lived up to its potential, but it's just some tuning and some tweaking away. A Night Wrencher, if anybody could do it. If you want to talk about a guy that has potential, resources, parts availability, friends, all the capabilities to do some damage in this competition, it's Night Rancher. This thing is slow right now, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Has the potential to probably rotate the Earth on its axis. He's literally a torque converter away, a few parts away, some tuning and some seat time away from really figuring this thing out and really doing some damage to all of us. Think about it. How can a 5.7 liter naturally aspirated Hemi, a 318 Magnum motor, 350 Pontiac, or a naturally aspirated 383 hang with a turbocharged 361? You tell me. Tell me how that's going to work out once this thing is figured out. This thing has already made 450 rear wheel horsepower, so it's dangerous. It just has not put it to the ground, and that's what we're waiting for. So in closing, I want to thank you guys in advance for your support. This should be a really cool opportunity showcasing all of our individual cars, our styles, and our ways of doing things. And hopefully it gives you guys some good content, a look into what we're capable of, all of our abilities, and hopefully these things can go fast and give you guys a good show. So thank you for your support. We appreciate it.